Hi, a very good morning to all of you. Today we are going to discuss an expected question, which is set to come in the coming months for the real IELTS examination. So the question is an opinion question. It goes like that. More and more parents are allowing their children to play on computers and tablets as they think that children should learn technology skills. Do the advantages of this development outweigh the disadvantages? So we have understood that that there is a statement part, and the statement part gives you a clear-cut information that parents are allowing children to play on computers, to play on tablets, because they feel that if they do so, the children would learn the technology faster. So they want children to excel in a world which is full of computers. So they understand that the coming generation in future, in the coming future, the influence of technology is too vast, and it 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 is very essential for their children to learn the technology faster as possible. So do they have this particular intention in their mind, and that's the main reason why many parents want their children to play with these things. They just want to know, they just want their children to know what is computer. They want to know how to operate it. Okay, this is a real intention. But the question is, do you think this development, so if we are giving enough freedom for the children to do so, do you think it is a good thing? Do you think the development, these advantages of this development outweigh the disadvantages? They are giving an option whether the positives outweigh the disadvantages or the negatives. Or if you think that opposite, what is that? Do you think the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? So it says that disadvantages outweigh the advantages too. The question can be vice versa too. You have to give an answer, yes or no. Or you can say, I can't say, because it has both advantages and disadvantages, which we cannot measure, we cannot determine what exactly it is. So we do have three options as answer. Answer number one, I can say advantages outweigh the disadvantages. Answer number two, disadvantages outweigh the advantages. Answer number three, I can't say because both are around 50-50. No, I do have only three options as answer. So I recommend you to go with the first two than going with the last option. So here we have said the opposite. I told that the disadvantages outweigh the advantage. So here it is the opinion. The thesis statement is highlighted in blue here. So before that, we have presented the topic. So what I'm going to explain is highlighted here in blue. So before that, we do have two sentences, and these two sentences addresses the topic, the situation. And the situation is just presented here. It is just clarified. We have just not copied those sentences here, but we have made necessary changes without changing the meaning of those content we have presented in the first part in 2 sentences. And we have made a clear point. My point is very clear. It is counterproductive, even though the intention is good. It's counterproductive. Now, the worst problem I would perceive when children are given the freedom to use these gadgets for recreational purposes. So we need to understand that it's not. Many candidates, they go out of the topic without mentioning this particular area. It's not about the use of computers and tablets. It's about the use for recreational purposes, to play, children to play. So that's in the question. It's somewhere invisible there. Many students, they find it difficult to identify this particular area. So the question is not a general use of computer. It's about recreational. They are just playing with the computer. Now they're playing games. They are not doing serious business with the computers. So you might have you might deviate from the topic if you don't perceive this thing as something which is very important. So this is to be focused in the paragraphs for recreational purposes. That's the problem. The worst problem is they are more likely to arrest their normal developmental process. This is the problem. So they are in a growing stage. They have physical development. They do have intellectual development, cognitive development, emotional development. All these types of developments will be altered. So I could say that when children will be playing with these gadgets for a long time without having any physical exercises, naturally their muscles and brain won't grow. Physical problems will be there, such as childhood obesity, childhood diabetes. Emotional disturbances, problems will be there, that they won't be able to socialize and they won't be able to interact with other peers. Cognitive problems will be there because they don't they won't be getting enough problem solving skills. Even though some part of the brains will be developed to play when they play computer games, some parts of the brain will be active, other parts will be just neglected. The brain cells will be not used for a long time. It won't be getting used, and it will be like unused for long. So in the past, we could say that in the past, children, they used to play in a natural atmosphere with friends outdoors. But now the tremendous changes we can see, and the children, they are secluded in their own private spaces with their tablets and computers. And they started to see others as aliens, that when a child, I've seen many children looking at visitors like this with at most a strange eyes. You are seeing them the first time, such people. Yeah, that sorts of differentiation occurs when they are adjusted with the machines. They won't be able to see people as some normal human beings. They see these people are as aliens. The credit goes to advanced technology. Okay, now I have to say it's not the credit, actually, it's the blame. The blame goes to the advanced technology which they have been using since their childhood. So this is what we have said in the first particular paragraph. In the second paragraph, we are focusing on the emotional disturbances. I told you that they be getting obsessed with these types of games. So we have concentrated on games, yeah, popular games, recreational purposes. We have not gone out of the topic. We are inside the topic by saying popular game, something recreation, all these things. Now, what exactly the problem? Addiction is a problem. And when you start pulling out children from this situation, they may develop aggression, violence, and deliberate self harm, even suicide. That's what we have to say. Okay, so these types of behavior can occur, and when you see these people, you have long-lasting impacts on these people. If we bring back children to the situation which we want, they will be developing a sense of hostility towards others. The behavior is going to change, and they are going to be over selfish. This is what you can see there. So these are the negative impacts they are going to encounter. The children are going to encounter if they are allowed to do these things very freely. But when the third paragraph, we have said why the parents are doing so. The parents are doing so in order to make their children happy and to create a situation when their children learn technology faster. This is the real intention. But in most cases, children do. In most cases, children are seen. It's not do children. Sorry, children are seen passively manipulating this offer. This is an offer given by their parents. They are seen passively, without their knowledge, they are manipulating this thing. It's not actually the thing that they are intentionally doing so. These are the negative impacts of this trend, that this children are immature and they don't have the capacity to understand these things, but passively they are manipulating it. It's not active manipulation of the situation, it's a passive manipulation of the situation. And from discussing all the three paragraphs, we can conclude that despite the intention of giving freedom to the children to play devices like tablets, despite the intention of giving freedom for children to play on devices like tablets is good, the end results are worse than what one can ever imagine. So this is what we can say. So even though the intention is good, the end results will be worse than what you imagine. So this is what we have seen here as the answer. Please look at the question and the answer here.